do a brief walkthrough of my online brokerage account app for Sinatra. I had two goals in mind before creating this. One was I wanted to ensure that the password and account information is secure from all kinds of hacking, which is even something as simple as a brute force attack where someone's just typing away, trying to randomly come up with random combinations that could hack into your account. And also something called rainbow table account hacking, which is much more sophisticated in using the algorithm. But there's a gem called bcrypt that I installed, which accounts for both of these. And in very simple terms, what it does is if you have a simple password like test123 it'll scramble it, excuse me, and encrypt it so that it's much more challenging to hack into versus just a simple password that you remember. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to go to the verifications of the form fields after we're creating an account. So let's sign one up. This is the home page, and we're going to sign up for an account. And when we go to the user model, you can see that we get add secure password, which is the method that comes with the bcrypt gem when you install it, which is over here. And what that does is it authenticates the password that you have set. And also, it's going to validate the presence of the username, the password, and the email. So it won't allow you to log in unless you have all these filled out, and none of them are blank. And in addition, we have one more validation for the username. We want to make sure it's unique, so you don't use an account name that someone else, or a username that someone else already has for themselves. And for the password, in addition to bcrypt, we want to make sure there's a minimum length of 3 and a maximum length of 10. It's going to confirm that we have a confirmation field so that if the password doesn't match the first field, it's going to have a message that says password fields do not match. In addition, for when you purchase a stock, we have a numericality verification so that it must be an integer as a data type, and it must be greater than 0 when you type in the number of shares of purchase. Okay, so let's go back to the app. And let's say I want to create, if we could go to the seed file, whoops, I'm going to make sure that, let's get out of Zoom. If we go to the seed file, there we go. Okay, John123. And if this works correctly, it's not going to let us create a username. As you can see, the message that was prompted was username has already been taken. So let's create another one. And this time I'm going to test the email field. So simple John. And as expected, it wants to make sure that you're typing an email address, so that way we can email you any account information or updates to your account. And by doing so, we have the @ symbol is a requirement. So let's change that. And finally, let's test the password fields. 1, 2. You can see that it's working. Password field is too short, so let me change this so that we could have everything in according to requirements. I guess I already used that one. All right. Let me see. Okay, good. So account portfolio for Tommy. So what we have on this view, which it's going to give you the option of adding an account name, which is what I was thinking I was doing this was you could have a personal business for your wife, or some other way to classify for yourself, just to make it more convenient so it's easier to remember. In account categories like the strategy you're trying to follow. So what I typically do is like most popular ones are, let's create this one for a personal account, and this typically I'll go through a couple more, but this one would be value stocks. So let's open this account. And this you can see the stocks are blank because it's a brand new account. So some of the other options here, you can add a stock, you can edit the account. Let's click over here. And as you can see, it preserves it loads with the user inputs that the client wrote when he installed the account, and you can update it this way. Okay. And again, going back to this here, you could delete that account if you want to. We're not going to do that yet. We'll do that later just to show that it works. But for now, let's add a stock. Here you can see the phone fields. Let's type in Union Pacific for a stock name. Stock ticker 2NB. Over here you have increments. You could select using the arrows up or down. I'm just going to go with 100, or let's do 1,000. And over here, if a person has more than one user, more than one account, you could select it over here. We're going to add one more just to see, but for now, there's only one. And over here, you can buy the stock. And you get a verification of the stock's been added to the person's account. Purchase went through. You click on his personal account, you can see that's already listed. You can see we purchased UNP for 1,000 shares. Okay, let's add one more. Let's add US Steel. It's X. 200. Let's buy one more. And again, you can see that US Steel is added to the account. Okay, let's add one more account. This one, let's say investments, and so this is clients going to have growth stocks, which are more speculative. Okay, so let's add a stock. Here we'll do Google. Ticker symbol Goog. 100. Or you can switch over to his other investments. But one thing to keep in mind, one thing I want to point out is these are only two accounts that this client has. So you're not seeing someone else's. It's very precise, very secure, so that you're only seeing information that pertains to you and no one else's. Which again is one of the focuses of this app. Okay, now you can see the two accounts for Tommy. You can see the personal, Union Pacific and US Steel. You go back, go to investments. You can see it was added to the appropriate account. It wasn't added to the personal accounts. It was added to investments. Okay. So let's say you want to delete this. Let's see, just to make sure it's correct. You can see that the instance of stocks was deleted from the account model. Okay. Let's say once it closes out this account, we also have the option to delete it. And as you can see, it was deleted from the person's account. Okay, thank you very much for going through this walkthrough with me.